What is up, friends? It is office hours today. So excited. Epic React.dev is still undergoing a sale. If I open up incognito, we'll see that here. We've got another 12 and a half days before the 40% discount is over. So definitely go take a look at that. Go talk to your boss. If you need help talking to your boss, then go to /boss on here and it will get you a start to the email that you're going to send to your boss about getting Epic React V2. It is awesome. So much stuff in here. I have stuff all over X and other places here on YouTube that will explain some of this stuff. You should probably at least watch the tour here to get an idea of what this is all about. But that's not what we're here for today. Today we are going to do my office hours. And office hours is just once a week. I have a live stream like this to answer questions from people. You can join the Zoom, and that is where I give priority for answers. I just answer people who are in the Zoom. But if you would rather post it earlier or later, whatever, then you can do that. Here we go, the office hours channel. So if you have a question during the week and you don't want to forget it or whatever, just stick it in the office hours channel and I will do my best to answer during office hours. So there's nobody in the Zoom right now, so I will go through these Discord questions, and as soon as people are done asking, then I'll be done streaming. Okay. And actually, you know what? One last thing I want to mention. I just announced this, and I don't want you to miss it. I just released a new workshop that is completely free. So if you do want to try some of the workshop experience out without having to pay anything, then you can. We actually have 2 of these. Get started with React. This is the first 4 exercises of the first workshop of Epic React, and then build React hooks. This is the new one that I announced today, and we build use state and use effect from scratch, and it is great. So give those a look if you're curious about what the learning experience is like, and also you want to really understand React hooks. It's cool. Okay, I think we're on this. I have an article, I think. Did I not respond to this? Yes, Eden, you can definitely run things by me for review. Probably not the right place for the question because you asked this 6 days ago. Better place to ask for something like that, honestly. What I would do is I would go over help and I would post it here. I think we've got a tag for review right there. That's what I would do. And yeah, happy to review that. Okay, and that was another answer. I literally have just one more question to answer, and this is about advanced React hooks. So in React Epic React V1. So I'm gonna need to pull that up here 1 second. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna say, I need 2 things actually. Make it easier for people to find this right here. And then also, oh, by the way, I should mention, I do have YouTube chat going on over here. You're welcome to post in there. I might look at those, but this is where I do office hours. So you'll have to join the Discord. The link in the description will take you to my live page, and you can find a link to the Discord right here. So you can join the Discord and ask questions there. Okay, yeah, so let me get, what was I doing? Yeah, I need to get the advanced React hooks. Is this hooks or patterns? Yeah, hooks. So this is where the original is. If I go to advanced React hooks here, then we're going to need to clone this. Where's my setup script? Okay, so get that set up. I do not have this the V1 workshops on my machine anymore. I have to set them up every time like this. Oh, right, that was what I was going to do. I'm answering your question on the stream now. There we go. So that way they can see this and they can watch the stream later. I don't think that they are here right now. So, okay, great. So now let's open this up in the code editor and start the server. Okay, very good. And the question is around, let's bring this over. The second exercise, not sure what the exercise is asking. Yeah, so this one is actually, I looked at this when the question was asked, and I have this big thing at the start of the exercise. People tend to find this exercise more difficult. So don't feel bad. It is a more difficult exercise. Do I want to update cursor right now? No, I don't. Go away. I'll do that later. Exercises, exercise 2. And here's where we are working. Okay, so let's read through the objective here, remind myself what we're doing here. Okay, so we've got more features coming our way, and we'll require managing async state. We've already got some code for the Pokemon lookup feature. If you've gone through React hooks already, this should be familiar. If not, yeah, play around. We are going to refactor out the async logic so we can reuse this in other areas of the app. Yeah, so what we're trying to do here is we've got this Pokemon info that has this Pokemon info reducer, and then this use effect to do some data fetching for fetching the Pokemon. And so what we're trying to do is abstract this. We want to make it so that we could use this for fetching anything, doing any, not just data fetching, but any asynchronous operation. We want this info reducer here. We have pending, resolved, and rejected. And so like that. And right now this is got Pokemon, but that should be more generally data. We have the state right here. So Pokemon should be more generally data. This use effect, it's depending on the Pokemon name, and then it's dispatching the pending and fetch Pokemon. This could all be even more general to just say some asynchronous thing, do that thing, and when it's done, you should expect to get data or an error and dispatch appropriately. So your job is to create a new hook called use async that enables you to accomplish the same task, but then accomplish any asynchronous task at all. Yeah, it's kind of like, in some ways, a simple version of React Query. That is what the task here is to create that. If you do get totally stuck, you always have the final version over here that you can take a look at and see, like, what is the goal? Like, what am I supposed to do? And so, oh, okay, it's this use async hook that I'm supposed to do. So that should help get you there. We also do have the tests in here. So uncomment this, comment that, or uncomment. Yeah, comment it out, comment it in. Yeah, bring that one in, and then your test should kind of help you get an idea of what where you're lacking as well. So hopefully that helps. I've resisted the urge so far, but now I have to say that Epic React v2 improves on this a lot by actually completely removing this exercise, because we have much better mechanisms for managing asynchrony in React. That's built-in part of the framework, and this is one of the reasons why I think people should be upgrading to v2. Back in the day, this was a perfectly reasonable way to do things, but now we have all of the suspense features and stuff. And so we do still, like, the main objective here was for you to learn use callback and how to abstract custom hooks and things. And so we do still have the need to learn those things. We just don't use this particular example. So advanced APIs is now the evolution of this workshop. And we have even a theme song, which is so sick. But yeah, for our custom hooks exercise, we actually build our own version of the use search params hook from React Router. And this makes a lot more sense. It's more straightforward, and you still are going to be learning use callback and stuff. So yeah, so that is, you could actually go through these exercises even if you don't have V2 yet. You wouldn't see the videos, but you could go through everything else. So if you want to do that, you're welcome to. And if you feel like the videos and the diff tab and the test tab, which doesn't show up on this deployed version, but actually it probably could. I should make it show up on the deployed version. Yeah, I should probably do that. But yeah, so if you want access to these things, then that is a paid upgrade. So anyway, hopefully that answers your question. The objective is just to make a custom hook that generalizes the asynchrony that we're managing. So yeah, hopefully that is helpful. Let me just go back over here to the office hours. We've got 2 new questions in here. I also want to just clean up here a little bit. Yeah, very good. And bring over the questions. Okay, question from YouTube chat. Oh, okay, nice. Thanks for bringing it over here to Discord. Last time I used Zod and conform, I tried to use Zod and conform to validate a Boolean. It took me a day to realize that we need to add preprocess on its Boolean to the schema. This looks weird. Is it really like this? Yeah, so what's interesting is this is a web standard thing. So here, let's see if I can find, I think the fundamentals workshop in the forms section here. Oh, actually, no, it's not going to run. Let's do forms. Nope, that is wrong. That's web forms. Web forms will also teach you that. But we want React fundamentals. And we'll say npm start. Come on, wake up. There we go. Bring this guy over here. I gotta close these. This is just a mess. Get out of my face. Go away. Go away. Sorry, I'm not talking to you. Talking to my computer and different editors and stuff. Go away. Okay, thank you. We're gonna start this over so we can be on the proper port, the port that means Cody. Okay, so coming over here to our forms exercise with the input types, then you'll notice. Here, actually, let's go to the solution. Oh, no, just kidding. Inputs. Yeah, here we go. We want checkbox. Boom. So in the checkbox, here we'll look just at the solution. We've got this checkbox here. When that waiver signed is checked, if I hit submit, here, let's pull this open in a separate thing altogether. There we go. Hit submit, then we're going to get this. We've got waiver on. Why is it waiver on? That's weird. Why is the value on? And if I don't have it checked, here it's not checked, I hit submit. Now it doesn't appear at all. And that's just the way that forms work on the web. For checkboxes, it would be the same as if I had said on for username. So there's no way for me to actually know from this form submission that this is not a checkbox. So there you go. That's just the way the web works. And so, yeah, when the server receives this form submission, that value is going to be on. So if you do want it to be a Boolean, then you need to do that transformation. I believe that I cover this in the forms workshop of Epic Web. Where did it go? Here we go. But that is what's going on, is you need to pre-process the value. If you want to turn it into a Boolean, which I think you probably do, then yeah, you're going to take the value and convert it to a Boolean if the value is triple equal to on. So there you go. All right, Alme. Question, is it worth it to become a principal engineer, to make becoming principal engineer a goal? How much time do you think you've won with your experience in PayPal compared to maybe less big companies? Well, so I mean, I think there's probably a lot more context in here that would be useful. But it kind of depends on what you want out of your career, and also like different organizations have different titles for different things. In general, principal software engineer is pretty high up there, if not the top, depending on the size of the company you're working at. And so, yeah, is it worth making principal software engineer a goal? Yeah, probably. If you want to get paid what they get paid and do the work that they do, then yeah, sure. How much time do you think you've won with your experience? I'm not sure I understand what you mean by how much time I have won, but I do feel like it was really useful I really enjoyed my time at PayPal. I also worked at a number of smaller companies and I enjoyed my time there too. The cool thing about smaller companies is you can have a much larger impact on a smaller surface area. The cool thing about big companies is you can have you can be one of the many players making a big impact on just like massive scale. So I like both, and I wouldn't change anything about my career and different places that I worked. So not sure that quite answers your question. Hard to answer that question without knowing you personally. So I'd like to ask for feature requests that add global search to the workshop app, that I can search any text, including search transcript. Yes, I am with you. I absolutely want this feature. And what I think is even, so search would be awesome. Perhaps even, and that's something that I could probably do with Algolia, actually, because all the workshop material is open source, so maybe that would fall under that category. But even better, what I want to do is add a button right here that is like Cody the koala, and you click on that, and it pops up a little thing to tell you, like, comparing your diff, and tell you what you've got left to do, what you should work on next, but also could have like a just ask me a question about this material you're looking at, and then it'll link to the different pages that are relevant. I think that would be super sick. That is a non-trivial lift to make something like that work. But I definitely could at least make a button that says like, I'm stuck, and then it will look at your diff, so you don't have to, because looking at the diff is kind of cheating. It's good for getting unstuck though. So it'll look at the diff. It'll also maybe be able to tell the results from the tests. It'll have the context of the exercise and everything, and then it will say, here's where you might be stuck. Here's what you need to do. And click this button to open up the editor or whatever. So yeah, this is something that I plan on doing eventually. I think it would be really cool. Would probably be behind the or only available to license holders for sure, because it will actually cost us money to support that. But yeah, I think that would be pretty sick. And then yeah, as far as a search, I definitely want this myself. So eventually I expect to do that. Good feature request. If you're ever curious, or you want to like properly submit a feature request, then you can go submit that to the workshop app. So click on this. This is under, let me show that again. You go to your account page by clicking your little face. You go to support, and then you click on the workshop app here, and then you can create a new issue. And I've got a couple of those that I need to look through. So anyway, yeah, great question. Okay, given your experience, what would you recommend a seasoned JavaScript engineer to increase their earning potential? Should I focus on specialized skills, open source contributions, or another route? Yeah, okay, so like there are a lot of different things here, or different things that you can do. I have found that so I can only tell you my experience. Zeroing in on JavaScript and getting really, really good at JavaScript has been really useful in my career. And that worked out really nicely because I ended up at PayPal, where they do full stack JavaScript, Node, and browser stuff. And so that helped a lot. I know that a lot of people like generalize over a lot of different topics, and they can kind of wear many hats. And I think that's also a perfectly legitimate way to build your career. You probably work at smaller startups and things like that, where you need to work with a lot of different things. But for myself, I found it to be more valuable for me to be a specialist in JavaScript. Open source contributions were also hugely impactful in my career. And what I would say is if there's a company that you want to work at and they have an open source project, start contributing to that open source project. Get to know the engineers there and let them know, hey, I'm actually kind of interested in working at your company. Once they have gotten to know you a little bit and they have learned to trust you and appreciate the work that you do. Much better route than like just going through the front door and talking to a recruiter. Talking to an engineer that you've actually already worked with and asking them to vouch for you, it's probably going to have a lot more success that way. Increasing your earning potential. Yeah, I mean, earning potential comes from your responsibility and how much responsibility you take on. So, look for more opportunity to take on more responsibility at your work. That would be the way to do that. What are high-value skills or emerging technologies in JavaScript that you see as game changers in the next 2 to 3 years? I mean, AI is an obvious answer to that. I think we all know that AI is changing everything. Trying to find like a legit way to leverage that is going to be a challenge, but I do think that AI is going to change a lot of what we do. So just like I don't know, I wouldn't drop everything and just go do everything AI. That would be a pretty big risk to me. I personally would just focus on what are companies paying for right now and developing the skills for those things, but also keep your ear to the ground on what's going on in the AI space too. Let's see. I'm just kind of waiting for this chat to come in. I do not think that I can pronounce this name, but I'm going to try. This may be the longest name I've ever tried to pronounce. Chiragram G. Pai Patel. I probably said it very badly, but I don't feel like it was that bad. But it's coming in. While I'm waiting for that, I'm just going to mention, here it is. Just kidding, not waiting. Okay, would love to see your desk set up someday, like devices used, things on your desk. Chirag. So I actually have a whole page for this. My uses page, the stuff I use, there's my desk. It's actually, there's a lot more, or some things that have changed and stuff, like this thing's gone and now I've got a giant beanbag that I never use right here. Lots of these decorations are now over here. Most of this stuff, like this is all the same. I've still got this light. I've obviously got the microphone that is now attached to here. And then the camera that I'm using is right there. And I'm still got this. My monitors are now the LG ones that you get from Apple. Kind of feel like that was a mistake a little bit. It's very, very crystal clear. Very, very nice actually, but still. I've got also an office tour you can take a look at. And tons of stuff. I'm actually going to be updating this before too long because I'm moving. And so I'm going to have a new office in the next couple months, and I'll do a whole new tour of that, and I'll update all the stuff that I'm using. Some of this stuff I'll probably get rid of and whatnot. So I'll do an update of this, but that's where you can find out the stuff that I use. How'd you build your personal brand and network in the JavaScript community? Any tips for someone looking to get started with speaking, blogging, or creating content? What platforms or communities do you find most valuable for connecting with other top developers in the industry and industry leaders? Great questions. I have a blog post all about how I got going in the industry. This is the 2010s actually, incidentally, were the were the time that I transitioned from I don't know what I want to do with my life to I want to be a software developer, all the way to you know what, I'm going full-time teacher. And so there's a lot in here. A lot in here that I think you'd find kind of interesting. I created a testing library during this period. I launched testing JavaScript, Epic React is not mentioned in here because I was just barely thinking about doing it. In fact, at the time that I was writing this blog post, I was talking with Ryan Florence about potentially teaming up with him to make a site called React Library, which would just be basically what Epic React is now. So just like all of the things you need to know about React. So this takes you through most of my career and the stuff that I did to build up my experience there. And then also I have a place for my appearances. So podcasts that I've been on and stuff. And there are some interesting ones on here that kind of give you a peek into different parts of my life and story and stuff. So some of this might be useful and interesting. So there you go. Good stuff. I think that'd probably give you more information than I could just off the top of my head answering this question now. So I'll let you go dive into that. And with that, I think I've answered all the questions and nobody's in the Zoom. And so I'm going to wrap this up. If you do have a question, you're watching this later, oh man, I wish that I would have asked this question, then you can go to my website, go to calls, record your call. Once you sign up for an account, you can do this. You can start a recording and ask your question, whatever, and then you accept that and title, description, and keywords, submit that, and then I go listen to it on the admin side of this interface and record my response, and then our conversation turns into a podcast episode. And the next one to do that will actually be episode 200. So that's exciting. And then we'll start on season 5 because each season is 50 episodes. So that'll be sweet. Whoever does it after that will get to be the first episode of season 5. So that's exciting. And then finally, don't forget epicreact.dev currently doing a big sale for that. Huge discount of 40% off for the next 12 and a half days. Yeah, there right now, here, let's go see. There are 54 people hanging out on different Epic workshops. Most of them, I think, are on the Fundamentals workshop because that just got released. But man, this is so cool to see all these people. So cool. Love it. Love it a lot. All right. Thanks, everybody. Hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the future. And I'm going to stop some stuff. And that, and let me get you your outro. Bye.